The Realm. Do you know what the Realm is? It's the 1,000 blades of Aegon's enemies. A story we agree to tell each other over and over till we forget that it's a lie.
What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back for another Game of Thrones video. In this video, I will be discussing some of the recent news surrounding Game of Thrones showrunners David and Dan's scheduled appearance at Comic-Con. Some of you may or may not know this, but they were scheduled to sit on one of the panels at Comic-Con in San Diego today. When this news was released a few weeks ago, there was a big reaction from within the Game of Thrones and the A Song of Ice and Fire community. The writers David and Dan do not often sit down for interviews, so when the fans found out they would be attending, this sent the internet into a frenzy. As you all know, the ending of Game of Thrones basically shattered this fandom. Many fans did enjoy it for what it was, but it's no secret, most of us were sitting there scratching our heads wondering why the writers decided to make some of the decisions we saw on the screen. Before the final season was even over, there were already hundreds and maybe even thousands of different videos and articles taking shots directly at the showrunners who were responsible for most of the bad writing at the end. Well, just when it looked like some fans might get a chance to ask the writers about some of their decisions, some more news came out which revealed they're no longer going to be attending Comic-Con. Entertainment Weekly always seems to have the exclusive access to any and everything Game of Thrones related, so let's go ahead and see what they said about these recent developments. The Game of Thrones showrunners are not going to Comic-Con after all. HBO revealed Wednesday an updated panel lineup for the upcoming San Diego fan event, with 5 previously announced names no longer scheduled to attend. Writers and producers David Benioff and Dan Weiss, director Miguel Sapochnik, and a few of the actors are no longer going. Still scheduled to attend the panel, Jacob Anderson, John Bradley, Nikolaj Coster-Waldau, Liam Cunningham, Conleth Hill, Maisie Williams, and Isaac Hempstead Wright. This move comes on the heels of Game of Thrones receiving a historic 32 Emmy nominations for the final season on Tuesday, which do include nominations for Benioff and Weiss for writing the series finale, The Iron Throne, and Sapochnik for directing the Winterfell battle episode, The Long Night. Comic-Con was expected to be the first public appearance or interview by the Game of Thrones showrunner since the divisive series finale aired back in May. No reason was given for the schedule change. Appearing at another fan convention, Con of Thrones, last weekend, star Coster-Waldau brought up viewer reaction as it pertains to the show's writers. For anyone to imagine or to think that the two creators of the show are not the most passionate, the greatest, and most invested of all, and to for a second think that they did not spend the last 10 years thinking about how they were going to end it is kinda silly. And also know that they too read the comments. And it is, even though you sit there on your own and go, effing stupid writers, a-holes, they really, like everyone on Game of Thrones, every single person, and there are thousands, we worked our asses off to make the best show we could for the ending. During the Q&A portion, a fan said how much the show meant to him, and the actor added, "I just wish that Dan and Dave could be here to hear this, to understand that people really do love the show, that suddenly they're not the most hated people in the world. I mean, because that's how they I know that's how they feel." So, after reading what Nikolaj said, it is obvious that Dan and Dave are well aware of how the fans feel after the finale. The backlash from the final season was unavoidable. The fans were not just talking about it online, but even some of the late night shows were discussing the negative reactions about how Game of Thrones ended. Let's go ahead and see what some of the fans already have to say about them backing out of the event. Richard says, "Shocker. Oh wait, no it's not. Never expected them to show up anyway. Maybe if they bury their heads in the sand and hide away long enough, the angry fans will forget how much they are pissed off at these two. Nah, that's not gonna happen." The next one says, "Cowards. You made it, so stand by it." They're scared of questions like, "So what happened to all the Azor Ahai stuff?" Or, "Please explain in detail how Bran, who wasn't in a whole season, had the best story." Or, "Why did Arya spend so much time at the House of Black and White for her faceless man abilities to be mostly irrelevant to the plot?" Or, "How does a woman on a dragon get surprised by a fleet of ships she should have easily seen?" They half-assed the final season and they cannot admit it. That's not on the actors who did the best they could given the material, not on HBO, who offered them more episodes, and not on Martin. I do imagine that a lot of the big moments are going to be in the books, but they're going to be executed much better because Martin is Martin. It's all on them, and they should be ashamed. Greatest show of all time ruined at the very end by, I don't know if it's laziness, hubris, incompetence, or a mix of all three. Sandra D says, "They don't know, unhappy viewers, myself included, anything. Why would anyone want to stand by and get beat up for self-entitled crying fans? It's time to move on. I'm not happy with the last season at all. I'll just wait for the last 2 books and hope it's a more satisfactory ending. Either way, Dave and Dan will not be there to give any of the fans some answers. As most of you already know, I'm not the one who typically makes videos bashing the writers for the mistakes they've made, but I do have to say, I agree with most of what was said from these other fans. I do happen to think they are avoiding the elephant in the room. They know a big section of the community are not happy with them right now, and they're not ready to face all the negativity that followed what should have been the greatest ending in television history. Now, like I said, I'm not as upset as some of you may be, but I would love to see what they have to say about certain decisions they made. Unfortunately, it might be a very long time before they open themselves up for an interview about the final season. As you can see by the article from Entertainment Weekly, they did not give a reason for why they decided to back out at the last minute, but I think most of us can guess why. I would be interested in hearing what some of you have to say about the recent update. Now, maybe you weren't even aware of this at all, but let me know what you think made them change their mind. Leave me some of your thoughts down below. Anyways, thanks for stopping by and supporting the channel. I hope all of you have a great day. I'll see you again very soon. Bye.